Hello everyone, welcome to another video by knowledge-ification. Today we will be talking about dynamics. In this video we will be covering the following topics: force, contact force, non-contact force, gravity, friction, magnetic force and mechanical force. Let's jump in. As of the modern definition, force is a push or pull on an object, and its formula is force equals mass into acceleration. The unit of force is Newton in the SI system and dyne in the CGS system. Let's do a problem. The mass of a weight ball is 5 kg and the acceleration when dropped from a height is 10 km per second. We know that the mass of the weight ball is 5 kg, so mass equals 5 kg and the acceleration is 10 kilometers per second square. Now we know the formula for force is mass into acceleration, so the force would be 50 Newton. Now we're going to talk about the relation between Newton and dyne, but before that we need to define Newton and dyne. So first we'll define dyne. Dyne is the force acting upon 1 gram and produces in it 1 centimeter per second square acceleration in its direction. So 1 dyne equals 1 gram into 1 centimeters per second square. So 1 dyne would be 1 dyne would be 1 gram centimeter second square. This is how you define 1 dyne. So in short we write it as dyne. Now let's talk about Newton. Newton is the force acting upon 1 kilogram and produces in it an acceleration of 1 meters per second square in its direction. So Newton would be 1 kg into 1 meters per second square. So that would mean that 1 Newton would be 1 kg into meters per second square. This is how you would define Newton. Now let us discuss the relation between Newton and dyne. So this is the relation between Newton and dyne. Let's take 1 kg of mass and 1 meters per second square acceleration. We know the formula for force, which is mass into acceleration. So 1 Newton would be 1000 grams into 100 centimeters per second square if we convert it from kg to grams and meters per second to centimeters per second square respectively. So if we multiply them we would get 1 lakh dynes, so that would be 1 Newton. So now we know the relation between 1 Newton and 1 dyne, that is 1 Newton equals 10 to the power 5 dynes. Now let's solve the I'm gonna add an extra question to this question we have solved before. So this time we are going to convert the answer we got from when we did it. We're going to convert it into dynes. So let's take a look how we're going to do that. So 1 Newton equals 1000 dynes. So now we're going to convert from Newton to dynes. So if we get force would be 50 Newton because acceleration into mass is 50 Newton, and if we want to convert it to dynes, 1 Newton equals 1 lakh dynes, so we just need to divide it. So we would get 50 by 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Now the point over here would move 5 times. So we'd get 3 zeros right here. So our answer would be 0.0005 dyne. There are two types of force, contact force and non-contact force. First, we will talk about contact force. Contact forces are of two types, friction and mechanical force. Friction is the force that opposes motion. We'll talk about it in the upcoming videos. Mechanical force is the force that we exert on objects to push or pull, or when we are picking up or beating the things. Now we're going to talk about non-contact force. There are two types of non-contact force, gravity and magnetic force. Non-contact force is the force that does not touch the object when it's pushing or pulling. So gravity is the force that pulls us towards the earth. Basically any body possesses a force of gravity, either maybe it earth with the sun or the moon with the earth. Magnetic force is a force which is exerted by magnets, either to repel other magnets or to attract other magnets or magnetic objects. Now let's talk about gravity. If a stone is thrown from a top of the building, the stone is gonna fall from the top to the earth. We all know that this is because of gravity. Gravity is exerted by the earth on the stone. It's a non-contact force. This is on account of the attractive force the earth exerts on the stone. Similarly, earth exerts a force on the celestial bodies such as the moon. This force of attraction may be between any two masses. This is called as gravitational force or gravity. Let's talk about friction. Friction is a contact force that opposes motion. So in this figure we see that the force is applied on the brick in this direction, whereas the friction is acting on the other direction. So now we can say that friction acts on the opposite side of the motion. Friction occurs due to irregularities within the objects. So we will talk about friction in detail in later videos. Now we're going to talk about magnetic force. Magnetic force is a non-contact force. So when we place a magnet close to an iron rod, the magnet attracts it. This is because of the force exerted by the magnet. When we take two magnets and put the same poles of it together, we see that the magnets go far away from each other. This is called repel. So the magnets repel from each other. And if you put the opposite forces of the magnets, then the magnet attracts the other magnet. So this is called attraction. Mechanical force is a contact force which is used to push or pull things out. Here, for example, to hit a nail into a wall, we use a hammer. Now the force exerted by the hammer on a nail drives it into the wall, or in this case a brick. Thus, in this case, the force makes a physical contact and displaces the nail. So this is mechanical force. Thank you for listening to my video, but stay tuned, part 2 is upcoming. This is not over.